Welcome to another episode of the Walk Foundation's podcast series. Today's episode is brought to you by Visit Tuscaloosa.
Where today we are in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with a few Alabama football players and wide receivers in particular. We got Germie and Isaiah Horton. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you having us.
Yeah.
It definitely is a blessing. I was just telling him, like, I always get excited doing interviews and me being able to be open about my faith. So just doing this one and like indirect, because y'all are a faith foundation podcast. So we just are very grateful to be able to be on here and, you know, express our faith to other people.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. And that's really what the Walk Foundation is all about. It's all about just helping athletes, just bridge the gap for athletes to be able to share about what God's done in their life and just the hope that they have in Jesus. So we're so pleased to have you guys on. And we always kind of like to start it with really just for people to kind of get a context of where you guys came from, right? Where you guys came from, where everything started for you. So Germie, I'll start with you. You grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada. What's it like growing up in Nevada?
Not as everybody think. Everybody think it's all lit and gambling and it's a lot of casinos and stuff. But like, there's always an outskirt of like every city or every town. So like just being on the outskirts, it wasn't like in my area. It wasn't a lot much going on. I was just always outside playing with my friends and whatnot, with my siblings. My next door neighbor, I grew up with them. Like, I've known them my whole life, so it's been pretty well. And then like just staying with my grandma at times and having my cousins over there, and like so it was always like a family-oriented thing. Always being around my family.
Yeah, you mentioned like going outside and playing with your friends. Like, was that like playing all kinds of sports? Was that just getting out, moving your body, doing every which thing, or what sports did you play?
I was doing everything. Like, it was always basketball and football for sure. We had a basketball goal outside of our house, so I was always outside. I like to be outside all day. It'll be times where my mom like, all right, you got to come in the house now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need a break. But I never really wanted to be inside. I always wanted to be out doing stuff. Like, we do crazy things like play football on ripsticks, and we'll be on the little scooters. Like, you do crazy little things, but it definitely was fun.
Yeah, and then Isaiah, so you're from Tennessee.
Right, Nashville.
Nashville, not too far from here. Not too far. How's Nashville? What's that like?
Nashville's great. I love Nashville. Growing up in Nashville, it was a good time for me, especially. I met some great people there. Some relationships I'll have forever for the rest of my life. And, it's just Nashville, the city as a whole, I appreciate. It's very genuine. You find nothing but love, pretty much, and it's close to me, for sure.
And Germie, growing up in Las Vegas, it's known as Sin City. So what did that look like for you from a faith standpoint?
Right, so, I always had a foundation of faith. My grandma, she's always been that rock for our family when it comes to faith. But growing up, I always knew Jesus, but we weren't always going to church. It would be a season where we were kind of inconsistent of going, and there was a season where I wasn't going at all. So just my grandma was always praying over me, and I think that kind of led to college. College, it was a rough start to college. I failed a class, and just not being around the right people, leading me, down things that I shouldn't be doing and whatnot. But I feel like I got, a chance going to UW, like meeting Coach Shep. Like, that really started my walk. And meeting Coach Shep and just having those daily meetings and just starting the meetings off with faith, like, that really persuaded me to, like, okay, I really need to, lock in and take time to really know Jesus and know him myself, not through my grandma, you know what I mean? So that started it, and like ever since then, it's been a growing thing. Like, I'll say I started off walking, and then last year I was, fast walking, and this year I feel like I'm jogging a little bit. So, I'm just growing each season, and I'm just excited to, be on this path and understand him more and more and seek after what he wants me to do in my life. So it's been great.
You mentioned that spiritual growth, that phase that you've had. Do you feel that life has been easier or in some ways more challenging as you draw closer to the Lord?
Honestly, I feel like it's always gonna be trials, but like when you're seeking Jesus and like you have that intimate relationship with him, like you know that the bad things are things that he wants you to go through so you can live, so you can learn and get through it and understand why he put you through that. And then, you know, on the other hand, like okay, like in the Bible it talks about the sign of Jonah, and like you can tell when you're not on alignment with Jesus, like things aren't going the way that you know you want them to go, with whatever it is and in your life that you're going through at that point. Like so, there's definitely a big difference when you're when you're in alignment with him and when you're not. Like things just bring you more peace. You have different perspective on things. You got more calmness to you. And like you don't seem like life is so chaotic. For sure. It slows life down for you. Like you could definitely feel him take, you know what I'm saying, some of that weight. Like people always say he's right there in your presence, and he really is. And when you seek that, like you understand that and you can feel it, you know. It lines you up.
Yeah, and so Isaiah, for you, so like you grew up in Nashville. What was your experience like growing up there when it came to the faith side? Did you grow up in the church at all? Did you have any believers around you, or was it something that was just completely foreign to you growing up?
Yeah, so yeah, I did grow up in a church home. My grandfather, he's a pastor, and you know, he made trips to Knoxville and sermons in Nashville. He was all over, and so yeah, I grew up in it. But so my faith started pretty early, at an early age, but for me, my special moment was probably my accident, on how we were talking earlier. Like that's what really turned me over to God, and to that showed me he's real. Like that was that moment for me, and it was so special because I went through it with one of my best friends that like me and him would be friends for, like we shared that moment. You know, I really don't want to go into details because I respect him and he probably knows, but people get the scheme of things, but for me that was that moment for me. And then ever since then, like I've given myself to the Lord. Like I've turned myself over, and whatever happens because I know that he's in control of it, over everything. So it's like what Germ just said, like that's what allows us to live in that peace, and we can be free. And people look at us crazy sometimes because it's like, why are you like, but that's just like, and I'm not saying I don't want to sit here and say like we're perfect. We're not at all, far from it. But it's like, it's just that walk, like that walk to that faith. That walk is it's great. So that was my start for me.
So when an accident does happen, though, I think it can really show you like how powerless we really are. And you start in like when you said you really like turn to the Lord through that, it makes you realize like, man, like I have so much I have so much less control than maybe what I think. How does God and how does Jesus help just give you hope in knowing that, you know what, like he's got it all under control. I don't have to carry the weight.
Mm-hmm. I'll just say my life, like I'm a living testimony of it, you know. Just he's blessed, like it's like mercy, like he's given me so much mercy and grace and favor in times where I didn't deserve it. Like that's why. And for me, like, and I just can't thank him enough. Like it's like I told you, I grew up, so like, you know, it's like we deal with battles every day, pretty much. Yeah. And so it's always like everybody deals with it. So that's, you know, just like how everybody else does. And finally I got to a point where it was just like, okay, like I know what it's gonna be if I just take this route. I know what it's gonna be if I take this route. You know, so I'm very self-aware with my consequences on each end.
And Isaiah, you mentioned that through all that grace that you've experienced, that all you can do is thank the Lord. What does thanking the Lord look like for you?
I would just say, just obeying him, you know, walking in what he has for me, which is, like Germ said, share your testimony, like let others know, like that he's real. You know what I'm saying? Because by that, yeah, just giving to others and, you know, just doing what's right, honestly, you know, and be genuine, be kind, and just live by his, like, he has it laid out. It's not hard. Like, people, I don't know how to just, you know, I just do what's right. Do what you want to be done to you. It's the golden rule. We've learned it since we were this high. It's just that, like, it's that simple, honestly.
I think from the viewer's standpoint, you guys obviously have a ton of fans. Too many people watch you guys as football players, and they might think, like, man, there's no way that Germie struggles with anything. Like, nothing like I am. You know, he's got everything. Isaiah, he's a star football player at Alabama. He's got everything. Like, there's no way he's like me. There's no way he struggles like me. Like, Germie, can you share a little bit about how, you know, some of the struggles you might experience can be very similar to somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm human just like everybody else. We go through grief, we go through depression, we go through losing family members. Like, I'm just like them. I'm just able to have this platform because God put me here. But I still go through the everyday struggle. Like, there's days where I wake up and I'm hurting, my body's hurt. You know, I'm very tired. But, like, I know that God put me here, so I can't let nobody down. I know that I'm supposed to be a light here on my platform to other people. So I'm not gonna let God down, you know what I mean? So, like, it is a struggle, but at the same time, I know that there's light coming to what I'm doing here on this earth. So, I mean, I'm happy to do what I'm doing here, regardless of, you know what I'm saying, how I feel or those struggles we go through, because there's always people going through worse things than I'm going through. So I just gotta be grateful for what I have.
And you mentioned at Washington you had a bit of a turning point. Was there some point in time where you made a commitment in your faith journey?
Last year I got baptized, and like, it was probably one of the best things ever. And then this year he did it as well. We fasted. We fasted for 3 days. Like, we couldn't do a long fast because we, you know, athletes and stuff. But I fasted for 3 days, and like, it changed my perspective on a lot of things. It changed my desires on a lot of things. And no, I'm happy that I went through that. Like, I can't even imagine what Jesus actually went through, but I can tell how it defeats your flesh of things and it brings out that spiritual side of you.
This is a question for both of you, but could you explain why you made a choice to fast, and then what those 3 days looked like for each of you?
For me, I just, you know, I felt like it was we were coming off a break, you know, and we were just finna start summer workouts. And, you know, I just wanted to reset. I wanted to refresh, you know, and I just, you know, and he kind of he brought it up to me, actually. Germie brought it up to me. He was like, "Zay, I'm about to do this fast." And at first I'm like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just, like, I'm like, we're athletes. We got to be able to eat. Like, he was like, nah, I'm gonna do it when we're on break at the end, and it's just it's gonna be good. Like, he had it mapped out. He had it planned. And so it was ironic because we went on a trip to Vegas, and like, when I got back, I had 3 days left because they already did theirs, but I haven't done my fast yet. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm still like, but he was like, it was just, you know, we had a moment in Vegas where that's what really, like, did it for me. I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna try it out, and it was a good experience for me, for sure.
Yeah, so I chose to fast because, first of all, in the Bible, it doesn't say if we're going to fast. It says when you fast. God is prioritizing fasting because that is what you're supposed to do. So, yeah, I mean, I've been mapping it out since spring ball. I was like, I'm going to fast. Like, it was a plan. And, like, shout out to my boy, Sir, because he fasted with me. He did the full 3 days, and I'm proud of him. Like, that was a big step for both of us in our faith. And, like, throughout that fasting process, so what it looked like for me was water and fruit juice, and then just a lot of time in prayer, a lot of talks, a lot of breaking down scripture, and a lot of reading. I did a lot of reading, a lot of reflection, a lot of wringing out my heart, asking for change, asking for desire, like, just crying out, like, shed real tears, like, you know what I'm saying? Not ashamed of that. I know that that's something that we're supposed to do, is, come to our Father genuine as we are, hurt, broken. It's a lot of brokenness that we go through in this world. And I'm a broken person, but we were born with sin. Like, we're broken, you know what I'm saying, naturally. So just, asking for forgiveness, like I said, wringing out my heart, just asking for change, different desires, getting me around community, like myself, that's faith-driven, and that process, it was really great for me. I needed that, and now it has played a tremendous, it just placed a tremendous trajectory for me, honestly. Now I'm around a lot more people that go to church. I'm in Bible study groups. I'm continuing to break down scriptures and spread it throughout my team. I was able to give guys some Bibles, so it was just like, man, God has really been working, and I've been able to do interviews and spread His word a little bit, and it's been really great to see how God has been working within my life, and it's just not something that I want to do, but it's something that He has planned for me, and it's we walking, man. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's great. And I want to get into community stuff in a second. But first, I kind of, as you guys were talking earlier about how, like with a fast, and how like we saw with Jesus' life, how He would go out and go to isolated places, and He said, when you fast, and like He even Jesus Himself would go off and get away from all the distractions, because man, we live in a distracted world. Like there's so much distractions, and it's so hard to want to turn to God because we got every which thing to choose over Him. When you guys do spend time in maybe prayer, you find yourself talking to God, for somebody who may not know what that is like, how would you describe talking to God for you guys personally?
I'll say sometimes it's just like a regular conversation, like honestly, like, God, I need you right now. That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Or God, thank you for getting me home safely. A lot of people, like, we just don't get home without the grace of God. Like, so like, just thank you for getting me home safely. And then there's times where I'm just in my sauna and just in the dark, and that's more like the more time I spend with Jesus. Like, I'm in the sauna for 30 minutes, so I can just use that time to just pray to Him and pray for other people, help Him seek other people, help me be able to seek other people, or whatever it is that He wants me to do, or just crying out to Him and just telling Him I need your help. Like, just little things like that. Or just easy things like thanking Him for my food, and just thanking Him for waking me up this morning, continue to do your will, like just little stuff like that.
So Isaiah, like, how would you describe then like your relationship with Jesus, and like kind of just the way you commune with Him, or the way He kind of speaks to you?
I'd say my relationship with Jesus is very friendly. Like, I look at Him as a friend. It's pretty much kind of verbatim what Germ just said. I talk to Him on the field, off the field, wherever I can just talk to Him. And I feel like He says, come as you are. So I just talk to Him. I don't really try to want to label it as anything difficult. I just talk to Him.
When you hear Tuscaloosa, Alabama, this is probably not the action that comes to mind. Many associate our city with a football dynasty, and they're not wrong. But we are so much more. We want to show you a different side of Tuscaloosa, one that is slower and simpler, but equally as important. This is the side where we still appreciate sunsets, the morning calm, and the natural beauty that makes our community unique. Nestled away in the heart of West Alabama, Tuscaloosa offers an endless scene of outdoor adventure. You'll never run out of options. So whether you're looking for an adrenaline rush or a peaceful retreat, we have it all. From a state park to many lakes and rivers, green spaces and river walks, you can always enjoy the sunshine here. We hope this reminds you, in Tuscaloosa, many more adventures await.
What does it look like to be a Christian on the Alabama football team?
I say for me, I feel like that's my purpose. It's my calling. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's who I'm supposed to be, right? So for me, it's a good feeling. I don't want to say it's nothing because it's something, obviously. But like for me, that's what I'm supposed to do. Like I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not embarrassed of it. I'm gonna do that because that's what I'm supposed to do. For sure.
So being a Christian on the Alabama football team, what does that look like to me? Just being a leader, being vocalized about my faith, letting people know that you don't have to feel ashamed of coming to God because maybe you aren't living the right way or anything. Like God loves you, you know what I'm saying? Where you are, who you are. Like, so don't be afraid to just come to Him. Just helping other people seek after Jesus. So me, just being a light to other people, and like I feel like being a light to other people, they'll see like he's different a little bit. Like I wonder why, and they want to get to know you. Serving other people, giving back, serving my teammates however I can. They need to talk to me. Come on, let's talk. Or they need me to take them to the airport. Take them to the airport. Like just little acts of service. So I think that's how it looks for me, and then not just on my team, but people throughout the campus. So like that's why I enjoy doing interviews like this. So maybe I can go out in person and have a talk with somebody about my faith, and then we have like what's the thing we did before we left for break?
That's a team?
Yeah.
You mean like the kickball?
No.
Oh,
we met with it was first. I think it was like 1st and 10. We met with donors and stuff. So like meeting with alumni and donors, like you're able to do that same thing. You're able to share your story a little bit, share about your faith. So like that's just how me being a Christian on Alabama, that's how it looks like to me.
So Germie, I was reading that your community engagement started when you were in high school. Can you share about what that looked like and what are some of the things that you were doing in the Las Vegas community?
Yeah, so my trainer, he had all these activities we could do, like help with school, back to school drives, help give out food. It was like little like candle lights, like little stuff like that. Was really how it all started for me. I always had a heart for people. I didn't really have a lot of opportunities in high school, but those are like the few little opportunities that I had. And then like going into college, that's when more opportunities started, and I was able to build relationships, you know, within those meetings and stuff like that.
So Isaiah, the question I have for you is, how do you invite God onto the football field?
I say I let Him shine through me, honestly. Like, that's the easiest way for me. You know, just try to be a good person, being a good teammate, being a good leader. And, you know, that's kind of a way for me.
And when you think about like the talents that God's blessed you with, because it'd be really easy to think like, man, this is all me out here, you know, scoring touchdowns, catching a ton of passes. Like, what's your perspective on how you see it as like, you know, your God-given abilities versus like, I'm that guy?
Well, it's because like, it's just football is a game where like in a blink of a moment, anything could happen. So the fact that I'm able to go 4 years and I'm still able to do it, like, I just know it's real. And it's just, I don't know, it's a sense of confidence I have on the field that I know I'm not by I'm not by myself, and like, it flows very well. It just comes natural to me, and that's why I feel like that's where the God-given talent comes from.
Germie, recently it's kind of been publicized that Your nickname's Uncle Germ. So with that, what are your goals for the season? Like with that responsibility of leadership, what do you see your goals being as you're helping lead the team?
Coming in every day with the right mindset, getting the work done, helping the younger guys, leading people to Jesus however I can, just planting the seed, and then ultimately just winning a national championship. And whatever comes with that, comes with that. I don't really have no personal goals within the season. Like, I just want to win a natty, and I want to help the guys on my team however I can. Football, off the field, you know, how to become better at following Jesus. So, I mean, however I can help them, that's what I'm going to do.
You were at Miami last year, and you made the decision to transfer. Why did you choose Alabama?
I just felt like Alabama was just the best situation for me. It was just the best fit for me, especially in what I wanted in my life at the time. And it just met everything. And as I've been here, it's been nothing but great to me. It's been better, actually. And yeah, that's what led my decision here. All right, and also Ty Simpson. That's also a big part as well. I'm not even gonna sit here and just cap out it like it was. He was my guy back in high school, and from Nashville. That's the Nashville connection, or Tennessee connection, I'll say. But that's a big part of why I came here as well.
So what was your relationship with Ty in high school?
So Ty, he was my 707 quarterback in high school. Yeah, that's pretty much, and that's it.
He's really taking this advice to heart.
You know what I'm saying? He was number one. He was number one quarterback in the state at the time. Facts, and he was lit. And he's still lit. So you know what I'm saying? He's been that guy. I know what he can do. You know, and I've seen him I believe in him and his ability. And you know, back to your question, that's what helped me come to Alabama even more, for sure.
Germie, so you've started at Michigan State, then Washington, now Alabama. You've played in some loaded wide receiver rooms. So with all the teammates that you've played with, if you had to build your perfect receiver, what would that look like? So who would you take for speed?
Speed? Latier Brooks. Yeah.
Athleticism.
Ryan.
Blocking.
Me. For sure.
Hands.
Zay.
And route running.
Jalen McMillan.
Why is Jesus your profile picture on Instagram?
One, last year the receivers had a group chat, and like we all found these like cool pictures, and like we was all like picking them out, and I seen the Jesus one, nobody picked them. I'm like, yeah, I want that one, and it's just like I'm able to, I don't know, just show Jesus. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my cover page. I want people to see, you know what I'm saying, who I represent.
And then Isaiah, do you have a favorite Bible verse?
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's one of my favorites for sure.
Why is that your favorite one?
Because I believe in that. Like, that's what gives me that confidence that I can do whatever I want, because like the Lord is strengthening me to do it. He said it. So if he said it, why not believe it? So I believe, like, and I know it can sound like cliche or like whatever, however you want to put it, but for me, that's just like, if I want to do this, I can do it. Why? Because God is strengthening me to do it. He just said it.
Do you have a favorite?
Proverbs 3:5. I love that one because it's like I don't lean not on your understanding, right? I don't have to lean on my understanding. I don't have to understand why I'm going through something. I know that he's gonna make my path straight. So just have faith with whatever I'm going through, whether it's good or bad. Continue to stay steady. He has steadfast love for us. I don't try to get myself too high or too low, because I know that Jesus is gonna love me regardless. if I'm high or low, He gonna love me for who I am. So.
And when you think about that verse, right, because you're trusting the Lord, you're not leading on your understanding, because He's going to make your path straight. Exactly. And what's so cool about it, though, is some people would ask, well, how can you really trust that? And is it because you're able to look back on everything He's done in your life, and He's always been faithful through it all, or like what kind of keeps that faith that He's always going to kind of keep your path straight?
I'm gonna talk about a cool story, but also it's just this. We've been through so much in our life, and when you get to a point where you have an intimate relationship with Jesus, you're like, dang, that could have ended for me really bad. But He had that grace and mercy to pull me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, He knows my heart. So it's like that. But like just little experiences, like it was the week before the Natty game. Got a high ankle sprain the last game. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to play. And my grandma, when I was little, she laid me down on a sheet of paper and she outlined my body. So like that's how she prays for me. So we were in the hotel room. We were, practicing throughout that week. We were out in Houston, and I'm on the phone with her, and like she's like, okay, like we're gonna get ready to pray. And so she's like, put your hand on like where it hurts. So I put my hand there, and like, she's praying, and she's like, okay, I'm starting to feel something now. And then she continues to pray, and like my whole body just get like cold. And I'm just like, my body's cold, and I'm like, she's like, you feel something? And I'm like, yeah, I feel something. So like she prays, and then like she ends it, and she's like, okay, like we're gonna take a break now, because like doing that type of stuff for her, like it drains her energy. So she's like, we're gonna do it again later. But like just that experience, like just feeling His presence within my body was just like the most insane feeling I ever felt. I had never felt anything like that before. It was crazy.
Power of prayer right there, man.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's why can't nobody deter me off my walk of faith, because things like that, like, it's real. He real.
Just for both of you guys, I'll start with you, Isaiah. Like, what are some of your hobbies, like outside of football? Like, what do you like?
Me, man, I'm a real cool guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I be chill. No, for real. I'll go golfing with the guys sometimes. A new NCAA just came out, so I'm on that heavy. I can't lie. Literally everybody, I'm on that heavy. I try to, give 30 minutes, an hour to the Lord in some of my time. That's something I've been. I'm not, like I told you, I'm not perfect. I've been lacking on, but I feel when I do that, it keeps me more consistent. It keeps me more on schedule. When I feel far from the Lord, when I feel far from God, I feel my life is chaotic. I'm thinking about everything. I'm overthinking. I'm not smooth. Like I just told you, I'm a real chill guy. So when I'm not in my element, it's not, but, man, another hobby of mine, I like fashion. So I'm into fashion. I'm into creativity, anything like art, music. I feel like music is a art. Poetry, poems. I like to. That's another way for me to learn. To listen. I like to listen. So. Yeah.
Do you like to write or read poems?
I like to read them. So I can say them, end up saying them eventually. But more likely, I like to listen. Rather than write or read, I'd rather listen. So if it's an audio or something, like a book, I'll listen to it. That's what helps me, for sure.
How about you, Germie? What's your hobbies?
Play the video game. Shoot, I just be chilling at the crib, watching Love Island, watching BMF, watching different shows, watching movies. Shoot, play basketball sometimes if we get a chance to. But usually, I ain't really doing much for real. I be chilling at the crib, not doing much. Or I be hanging out with teammates. Like before this, my guy was with me. We was chilling.
Yeah, cool, man. For sure.
Germie, you said you're a big basketball guy. So on the Alabama football team, who's your starting five?
All right, it's gonna be Keon Sab, me, Zay, LT Overton and Caden Proctor. Yeah.
If anybody is wide open, give me your like dream foursome to play golf with. So you and 3 other guys.
Okay.
They don't have to be guys, I guess.
Okay. My boy Ty, Xavier Restrepo, receiver from Miami last year. Coach Shep. My dad. You said 4?
That's it.
If you could go on a hike with any 3 Bible characters, who would they be and why?
I'm gonna go with David. I ain't gonna lie, David fire. Peter, I love Peter. and then Matthew, because he's just gonna know how to direct us. Like Matthew, he's smart. What is that? S3?
Is there anything else, whether it's a story or just like something short that you wanted to share? Is there anything else you'd like to share today?
I would just like to share and let people know that don't get discouraged when you're on your walk of faith. Like, you just have to know that you're going to go through a lot of trial. Like, God tells us that. He tells us you're gonna go through it. But like, he has that steadfast love for you. So regardless of you going through that, you're going to have light at the end of that. And like he says, you seek that relationship, you're gonna have eternal life. So like, just know that there is something greater than just being here on earth. And like, so that gives you peace. That should give you peace. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that he's gonna come back for you one day.
For me, I would just like to say, just don't rush the process. More importantly, enjoy it. Understand it. One thing we say here at Alabama is, get 1% better every day. Meaning, just find one thing that you feel like you can get better at, that you can work on, and just get better at it every day. Just whatever that is for you. You have 24 hours in a day, so you can chop up the times and you can do it however you need to, but just one thing, get better at it, and just watch what it does for you. And just trust the process.
Amen. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. We really appreciate you guys taking the time, and may the Lord bless you guys and all you guys do.
May God bless you guys as well.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you guys.
Blessings.
Visit Tuscaloosa is proud to sponsor this podcast series. Tuscaloosa isn't just a place, it's a way of life. It's where game day is more than a tradition. With wide open waters and endless skies, art, music, and culture paint the city's soul. So whether you come for the thrill, the taste, the beauty, or the tradition, you'll stay for the Tusca life. Are you ready to feel it? Head to visittuscaloosa.com to plan your trip today.